Hi everyone, I'm Johanna and today I will introduce you to Jira Hierarchies. I'm going to give you a brief overview of the basic structures, where to see them in Jira, and also explain the differences between the standard and the premium and enterprise Jira plans. Let's get started. First, we're going to start with a graphic that I've prepared especially for you. Basically, in Jira, you can have different work item types that belong to different levels. Sometimes you can assign the levels, while other times they are just part of the Jira standard configuration. To give you the best possible overview of the whole hierarchy, we're going to start with the standard level work item types. These are typically stories and bugs if you work in a development team, and tasks if you work in a business team. Below the standard level, you can have subtasks. They have to be attached to one specific story, bug, or task, and can't be created on their own. They're always linked to a standard level work item. Moving on from below the standard level to above it, we have epics. Epics are what you'd call a parent work item type. They are typically used to group work items together. For example, in a development context, you'd use an epic to group all of the stories together that belong to a new feature. Also, in a business context, you'd use them to group all of the tasks that are related to a project together. Above epics, you can have even more work item types. However, that is limited to the premium and enterprise plans of Jira. So if you want to learn more about that, I'm going to talk about it later in the video. Now I will show you how you can view and create hierarchies in Jira. I'm going to start by creating a task. For that, I'll simply navigate to the Create button at the top. Then I'll select the space I want to create the task in, and of course, make sure that task is selected as a work item type. Then I'll give it a name and click Create, and I'm done. Moving on to subtasks, I'll simply click on the link to the task that I've just created to open that up in the work item view. And here I'm going to click on the plus at the top and then select Create Subtasks. And now I can create as many subtasks as I need. And they're all directly linked to the work item. Next, I'm going to move on to epics, which are created the same way as any standard level work item. Just use the Create button at the top again. Once I've created the epic, I can start grouping tasks to it. This is easily done by using the parent field. I'm able to navigate to any task, find the parent field, and then add the epic that I've just created. If you'd like to see all of the work items that are grouped to your epic, simply open the epic in the work item view, and you can see all of them in this panel that's right here. You can also create new tasks from here, which will be directly linked to the epic without you having to set the parent link. If these tasks have subtasks, you will not see them here. You'll only see them when you navigate to the respective tasks. All of this is available in all Jira plans. Now I'm going to move on to building a hierarchy above epics, which is only available for premium and enterprise Jira plans. I'm going to explain it to you by simply showing you the configuration of the work type hierarchy. Just keep in mind that this is something configured by an admin and usually not accessible to users. I'm just using it to explain the concept. All right, as you can see, we have subtasks, the standard level work item types, and the epics. Now, above it, I have an initiative and a portfolio. What's important to mention here is that the hierarchy applies to all company managed spaces. Team managed spaces can't have work item types above the epic level. Another thing to remember is that the hierarchy can only be used in the way that it is set up here, meaning you can't connect an epic to a portfolio. You can only connect an epic to an initiative and an initiative to a portfolio. That's all done using the parent field again. Now that I've set up my hierarchy, I will show you how you can work with it in Jira. For that, I'm going to navigate back to the epic I created earlier and set the parent field to an initiative I need. Then I'm going to navigate to an initiative and add it to a portfolio. Again, if I want to see all of the work items underneath an initiative or a portfolio, I can see that in this panel right here. What you might notice now is that we can see the initiatives underneath this portfolio item, but we cannot see if those initiatives have epics underneath them. For that, we need to navigate back to the initiatives again. In summary, This panel only shows you the direct child work items of the work item that you're viewing. And I believe that's it for this video. Now you know not only how Jira hierarchies are created, but also how to work with them in Jira. And in the next video, I'm going to talk about how to create hierarchies with containers, which is a feature of our ESU app, which offer more flexibility and also come with a panel where you can actually see all of the child work items, not only the direct ones. If you found this video helpful, we from Aptus would be happy if you gave it a like and subscribe down below to the channel for more upcoming Jira tips. See you in the next video. Bye!